There are many non-native birds that now flourish in the United States of America. Some of these birds are invasive and problematic for the native wildlife. Others, however, seem to be less destructive, and instead provide a unique opportunity to see a bird that typically wouldn't be findable without hopping onto a plane and traveling to a different country. South Florida is a haven for non-native tropical birds in the U.S., and while visiting, we went to try and find one of the more beautiful non-native species that now lives in the Sunshine State. We're here at Richardson Historic Park and Nature Preserve in southern Florida, and we are on the lookout for one of the naturalized species here, the Spot-breasted Oriole. I saw recently that there was a number of them reported here, so we're going to walk around this park, which actually looks pretty little, and see if we can find one of these interesting birds you can only get in South Florida. Originally native to parts of Mexico and Central America, Spot-breasted Orioles arrived on the scene in Florida during the 1940s. Surviving through the decades, they are now a countable species in Florida, and one that we were quite excited to see. Before really even starting to walk around the park though, we spotted another non-native species, quite common in the southeastern US.
So a few of the species we saw as we got in was a northern mockingbird and then these Muscovy ducks, and they are a fixture of southern areas such as Louisiana in the south and then South Florida. So they are domesticated birds that kind of became feral at some point, so it's a common sight to see them in these areas.
After spending some time observing the friendly Muscovy ducks, we got started walking the park and admiring the local plant life.
This park definitely has a really cool tropical vibe, just the plants that you can see around here. And for the Orioles, we're going to look for fruit trees or trees with flowers, things that might attract those Orioles to them. I haven't seen any yet, but I'm assuming if we can find them, that's probably where they are.
We walked the paths lined with tropical-looking vegetation, and even some standing, probably alligator-filled water. While birds were few and far between, one particular plant caught our attention.
Something really neat is these are little air plants, so they are actually growing just on the side of this tree. Sometimes they'll sell these and you can buy them, they just kind of hang and they'll grow. But it's really awesome to see them here in their natural environment, just on the trunk of a tree.
Eventually, we ended up near the parking lot where we started, when all of a sudden, we heard something. We're hearing sounds from over here that sound distinctly Oriole. That's red-bellied woodpecker. But there's a high-pitched, sweet song coming from this area. There's a bird over there. Let's see if that's it. Okay, I see something orange. I think that's probably our guy.
Oh!
In some berry trees were several spot-breasted orioles, giving us fantastic views. You excited?
Yeah, this is a phenomenal experience. Very cooperative, just kind of hanging out. It's like an urban oriole we have here.
In their native range, spot-breasted orioles can be found along forest edges, in open and dry forests, and also around human settlements. In Florida, they have adapted to the suburban lifestyle of people and thrive in parks and backyards, where berries and nectar are plentiful. In addition to these food sources, they will also eat insects as well. Unlike most North American oriole species, in which the male is brighter than the female, both male and female spot-breasted orioles look the same, sporting black wings, a black mask, black throat, and bright orange body. Some other markings to note are the orange stripe on each shoulder, white wing feathers, and of course, the namesake black spots on their chest. To find one of these birds in the United States, one has to make the trip to southern Florida, where they are reliable in some places. Using eBird to pinpoint such locations is the best way to see them. We took in the experience with not just one, but several spot-breasted orioles that we got to see hopping around the trees, feeding on berries, and just chilling out in the branches. We also got to see a native red-bellied woodpecker feeding in the same trees too. Just had a great encounter with spot-breasted oriole. We could hear them making those cheerful oriole noises, the high-pitched whistles that just sound happy and bubbly. And then we tracked them down to this tree where they're eating these berries. They really seem to like them because they keep popping onto the ends of the trees and then munching on some of the berries. They're a species that's not originally from this area. They were introduced and now are naturalized, so you can count them on your list. They have a large enough population, they're breeding on their own.
So they are a species you can only get down here, and you can identify them by those distinctive spots. They look like spatter marks on the sides of their chest. Really, really neat looking species. Really happy that we had the opportunity to see them.
The word non-native often has a negative connotation with so many animals with the label causing problems for the environment. However, with these orioles, that in the US can only be found in Florida, we felt happy and fortunate to get to view them. It's unclear what will happen to these populations of spot-breasted orioles. Will they at some point become an issue? Will they eventually fade out with more non-native species thriving in Florida? Or will they continue on as just another bird that has found a way to make a living in the tropical Florida climate, naturalizing and residing in a small pocket of the United States? Only time will tell, but for now, they're a fun species to track down. If you liked this video, take a look at one of our other birding videos. And as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.